I start with the name of Allah who is very kind and merciful. My name is Wasim Akhtar. Welcome to our Inspiration Academy. In this lecture, we are going to discuss some basics and the background of the group theory. We will discuss the history of the group theory, and we will also discuss how the group theory become a proper subject in the mathematics. Let's start our lecture. The history of group theory. First of all, I will tell you about the introduction. I start that the group theory is a branch of mathematics. It has its own beauty and flexibility in its own field. Group theory has many applications in mathematics and in also some other subjects that make it more important subject in the mathematics. But here in this lecture we only discuss how the group theory become the proper subject in the mathematics. Mr. Lagrange was known as the founder of the group theory because first of all he is the man that started the working on the group theory in the earlier 19th century. After that we read that we will discuss how the group theory become a proper subject. In the beginning we classify the three main roots of the group theory. The group theory has the following three main roots. The first one is called the permutation group, and the second one is called the groups related to geometry, and the third one is the group in number theory. When we combine all these roots in a single subject, then we have a proper subject as a group theory as we are studying nowadays. Now let a brief description about each and every root of a group theory. The permutation group. The working on the permutation group was started far behind in the earlier 19th century. The group theory starts from finding the roots and solution of polynomial of equation of degree greater than 4. Foundation for the theory of equation on the basis of group of permutation was founded by Lagrange. As mentioned before, he is a mathematician and he is also known as the founder of group theory. After that, the Galileus is another mathematician. He pursued the work of Lagrange and he found that if the R1, R2, R3 and Rn are the nth root of an equation, then there is always a group of permutations of R's. Galileus was the first to use the word groups in group theory. The Galileus was a mathematician and he pursued the work of the Lagrange in the early 19th century. The second root is the groups in geometry. The geometry is a special branch of mathematics, and when we start the study in the geometry, then the mathematicians work on geometry and found there is also some things that are related to the group, and that base become a part of the group theory. Secondly, the systematic use of the groups in geometry, mainly in the presentations of the symmetry group, was initiated by Felix Galiens in 1872, and the study of that we call now the Lie groups starts systematically in 1884 with Substance Lie. Substance Lie is also a mathematician and he works in a geometrical field and found that the geometry can also relate with the group theory. The third and the last root of the group theory is the groups in number theory. The number is always related with each and every branch of mathematics. Similarly, in the group theory, we study about the number and we found how we can make a set group or non-group. So, the third and the last root of the group theory was the number theory. The certain abelian group structure had been implicitly used in a number theoretical work by Carl Friedrich Gauss. An earlier attempt to prove the Fermat's theorem, almost the most difficult theorem, was led climax by Ernest Kumar by introducing group describing factorization into the prime number. The Carl Friedrich Gauss was a mathematician and he works in the field of group theory. After that, all three roots we have come at a stage when we try to combine all these roots in a single subject, and at that stage the group theory become a proper subject in the field of mathematics. The different mathematicians work on the group theory and they create and they research and they produce the outlaws that combine within a single subject. And after that, in the late 19th century, the group theory first of all declared as a proper subject. Let's see something about this. In the late 19th century, the group theory was a proper, increasingly independent, was popularized by the Siret. Siret was also a mathematician and he works a lot on the algebra, and he devoted his fourth algebraic section to the theory, and he participated in the formation of group theory. Siret was a mathematician and he worked on group theory as well as on the algebra. But the convergence of all three mentioned roots, the roots I have mentioned already, the permutation group relate the groups related to the geometry and groups in the number theory and to a uniform theory started with the Jordan Strait and Walter Swan-Diggs, who first defined a group in the modern sense in 1882. He is a mathematician and his name will remain until we study the math, and he put his great works in the formation of group theory. In the late 19th century, the group theory had been become a proper subject, and since that the working on the group theory has been increased. Now in the modern days, the group theory as a proper subject has two main branches. The first one is the linear algebraic group theory that we people study at the bachelor level or in the old fashion at MSc level. But the second main branch of the group theory is the Lie groups that we study in MS level. That is the second and most important branch of the group theory. Thanks for watching and subscribe our channel. Allah Hafiz.